So let's see. So in today's stream, we're going to be going back to Solid. I think I did on last stream I did like Solid and Vite, and I didn't do much before that. So we're going to be doing more Solid. I guess I just wanted to um, to to say something about my channel. I guess I I'm doing like experiments. So first of all, I'm thinking about renaming this channel to Parasocial Fix because it's kind of like it's too long, and I couldn't come up with something shorter than Parasocial Fix. And I also experimented with shorts a bit, so I got, I don't know, much more views than I usually do, and this was like 5 second video, which yeah, I just did on my phone. That's why it has like so bad like the audio is cut wrong, but yeah, I'm not going to redo 5 second video. Do you have anything? Oh yeah, so I wanted to mention a few tweets. So this one I just posted. Theo did stream with Primeagen Medicine. Yeah, I was trying to remember the name. Apparently, it's so hard for me to remember names. I was looking for a few people like just today on Twitter, and I was like, okay, I'm just like looking at my people that they follow on Twitter and just like looking at pictures to try to remember. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't like change the picture on Twitter. Otherwise, I'm not going to find you. Yeah, so he mentioned me by name, so it was a bit funny story. My joke retold by him kind of like didn't land because apparently she didn't know who VTubers are, and Theo just not fan of me. So speaking of fans, I tried to write to someone from Quick. Basically, I talked with Mishka a bit and with Mano a bit. So I'm trying to set up probably like a call or something with them, but yeah, it's still in works. And why I kind of like decided to write is that so on one of my previous streams I was doing like React Quickify React, I think they call it, but that one didn't really like work for me for some reason. But like on the stream with I think it's Calvin. Yeah, I'm going from username. I'm hoping that he's Calvin. He has like a short YouTube video where he pronounces his name, but I already forgot. So they did. They basically worked on Vue integration for Quick. Yeah, it was really interesting. So it was both kind of like exactly what I expected it to be, and at the same time, it was really interesting to see what's happening. So now I want to do something like that. It sounded interesting, and I think it's interesting how the main thing that I wanted to try is like, does HMR work and all that stuff. And yeah, it's interesting how they're addressing that, because I couldn't test it myself. I think their view code is not published yet. So yeah, I'm basically if I'm lucky, maybe I can get Manu and we can do I don't know, like solid integration this week or something like that. That would be interesting. It would be interesting that solid is the one that is like you can do solid start, but you can also like do Astra or Quick, and it's there. I'm actually like thinking about like React integration. So why I'm thinking about it is that like could I use it at work? Could like just this part of the app be in solid, and will it kind of like play properly with the rest? Um, it's going to be easier for me because this is like client only app, so I don't have to figure out how to do server side. But yeah, it's just interesting topic about like how partial hydration works, how you integrate frameworks. So anyway, I'm recommending this video, I guess. It's on Manu's channel. I don't know what's the best way to. Yeah, I guess I will just like add a link. Um, I don't know how they call it like these days, but in kind of like old YouTube days, they were saying you need to look for description right next to the like button. So that's kind of the plan. Okay. Yeah, funny thing happened is like next 13 has released, and it's kind of both exciting and disappointing. I'm curious to play more with React Server components and how that kind of thing plays out. I saw Ben Holmes. Oh yeah, I remember some names, right? Where do I have? Okay, here. So he did 2 hour stream on Next 13. He wasn't really that interested in like React Server component. He's like, okay, do they have like a partial hydration? Does that make my bundle smaller? Okay, it's 200 kilobytes just in hello world. It's not going to be smaller than that, right? And it's not going to be. Problem is next 13 will not help you to write like 10 kilobytes site that you can do in Astra or Solid or Svelte or Preact. It's for websites that are like 2 megabytes now with React Server components. Maybe you can now make it like 300 kilobytes, which is huge, which is like 10 times less. Okay, I kind of forgot where I was going to tell about that. Yeah, so next 13. Interesting. I played tiny bit with it. I did kind of like live tweet keynote as it was happening, and I think people were a bit upset how Next kind of like, yeah, we are the React framework, and we can say stuff like, okay, this is the next version of React. Okay, this is the next version of Webpack, and they kind of technically can, but I think no one liked that messaging. So I did like series of like tweets a bit critical of that, and that one, I think this one is like the most popular of them. I don't remember, but I like this one because it's not that critical. Even like Lee Robinson liked it. So I think it's you can read it both ways. So you can read it as critical. You can read it as just like stating the fact. But yeah, in the OG days, I think I like posted Ryan Florence like talk from 2014 when he was like just talking about like, oh, we have so many frameworks and React is one of them. Yeah, it was really interesting to see how that worked. And he's like, no, React is just Vue. They don't do anything. They don't do routing. They don't do like all the other stuff that frameworks do. They're just Vue. And it's like, yeah, React is just Vue, but it's the view that next.js has, or like Vercel has, on how that should look. So I don't know. It's kind of, I like that one. The other one was about like Webpack and Turbo Pack. Yeah, that one is messy. I don't really care that much one way or the other. Okay, so I think I need to find that uh, Ember. I think I said like Ember. No. Hmm. Okay, I will try to find it. Okay, so the idea of today's video. I only spent like 10 minutes on introduction. Um, I think Solid is almost the perfect framework. uh, I don't want to go too much into details, but uh, when React kind of happened, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a reasonable thing to do. And when other kind of like frameworks starting to pop up, I was like, no, I don't feel I don't feel the same way about them. And Solid was basically like the first one that kind of like, oh yeah, that one actually like makes sense. This is where it could go. And um, I still have some kind of like considerations about Solid. Uh, I don't think it's like the perfect, or like we should drop everything and like rewrite everything in Solid, but that's just the one that I'm like most interested in. And speaking of like meta frameworks, and basically, I don't remember how much of that I talked before, but so we have create React app website at work, and it's kind of bad. And the obvious way to kind of like migrate from to something is Next.js or Vite. Um, I tried to do Next.js a few times. I kind of like didn't like what I was getting. It was better, but like not that better. If that makes sense. So I was like, okay, I can wait. So I tried Vite a few times, and there were some issues that were kind of like were a showstopper, basically, that couldn't we couldn't like make move like production to it. So I came up with this idea of just like having kind of like developer version of the website that has HTML, everything is great and all that stuff. So that's kind of like the thing that I actually could make work. And so we're using Ruckus.js, which we don't really use because, as I said, it's not like a production. But I don't know if we will continue to use it, but it was just like the better meta framework that I know that is based on Vite, but like use React. So this is what we did. And I think we just have like a one module that does just not compiling on Vite. And it's not a critical module. And as I said, we're not pushing this to production yet, but non-obvious choices to migrate from Create React app are Astro, Quick, and Solid. And I kind of like tried them as well. And the idea is that I think just based on how do I say it? Just what it says on the can is like Astro is the one that should like should like feed all of our needs, and the one that I was kind of like hoping most, because it's like, yeah, you can easily like turn on React, turn off Reactors, and I did like series of streams where I was kind of like doing SPA out of it. I think Ben also did stream about something. Yeah, it doesn't have was, or does it? I don't know how that works on Twitch, so I don't know. But I think he tried to do like SPA out of Astro, the similar way that I did, and it kind of works. And the main issue is HMR. That's why I'm basically like moving to Vite to get like better HMR. And if we're moving to Astro, we don't have HMR. And then with Quick and Solid, the problem is like, how do I put like React app inside of Solid or like Quick? And yeah, that it has its own challenges. But I think I'm not excited to like rewrite everything into Quick, but I'm more excited into rewriting everything into Solid or maybe Astro. I don't know. It seems like they are mm, they are aware of HMR, but I think right now HMR is kind of like not in their. I don't know how to say it, but they're not focused on that. They have like their own content story and all that to fix before they can think about HMR. I think that's how I can like interpret it. But that still like leaves me with the idea that out of everything that is happening right now, I'm slightly okay, how do I say it? Out of everything that's happening right now, the easiest way to go is Next or Vite, and I'm not that excited about that. Non-obvious and like not working ways are Astra, Quick, and Solid, and those are the ones that I'm kind of like interested to do videos and all that stuff about. So, and in today's video, we are going to talk about Solid. So first of all is we want to look at their, I think we're forking Solid today. That's kind of like the plan. So what I wanted to say is, I think it's in package.json. Is it? Maybe it's like in monorepo. Yeah. So it's in this. Yes. So the first issue that I had with Solid was their split bundles. So they have completely separate implementation of Solid for servers and for browsers. I guess that's the right way to say it. And I think it's fine. And it's like they have something for Dino, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so store, web, and server. Okay. So yeah, so browser. So it's called Solid. Okay, so let's I guess let's look at it a bit and then I explain what I mean. So we see here that on the browser, I'm getting like this solid. And on unpackage, I get this solid. And then I get this solid in browser section. And in how do I parse this? Browser ends here. Dino node development, I guess. Import. Okay, import. And JSX runtime. Store. Okay, I think that's it. So, which is really strange. um, you might be asking, why do we need all of this stuff? So it's one thing of like having /store or /web. It's like, yeah, you have your own kind of like like React and React DOM. You have it on like a solid and solid web. That kind of like makes sense. What makes less sense? Okay, universal. Interesting. Oh yeah, universal is their way of doing like React Native, kind of like the thing that's not dependent on the like DOM and all that stuff. Which, yeah, we might we might check out, but I think this is too complicated. I think it's fine to have like /store, /web, /universal. All that stuff is fine. Where I have problem is like worker, browser, Dino, node, development, import. Like, why? What? It seems like there should be just, I don't know, like a function that you call instead of instead of having two separate bundles. So we're going to be looking into that. And the second part of the joke is Sloid. So Sloid is something that Oren, and I don't remember his last name now. Yeah, so Oren from Solid team, not team, but Solid Discord, I guess. I don't think he's on the team. He made this joke about like Sloid, which is kind of like perverted version of Solid that makes it look at first step kind of like React, but then on second step it's like it's even worse than React. So I ran with his joke and took npm package name. So I'm thinking that if we can get something done today, we can publish it on Sloid. um, Sloid namespace, not namespace, but like we could publish it as Sloid package. So why do we talk about Dino? Is in Dino, you import stuff from URLs, and there is like one CDN, I guess you can call it. So it's kind of like similar to unpackage. Um, I don't think they have like a really great docs. I think that's kind of like all that they can do. They can do import and I mean like ASM style or uh, okay, I think do I want to do? Yeah, I think the first step is let's just create oh, allergy half Sloid, right? uh, I'm not sure if that's the right Sloid. Okay, let's create new one. Okay. What's happening? Oh, file exists. Why can't I? Okay. Um. So let's create a simple kind of like Dino script. I don't know if we need simple. Maybe it's going to be even funnier if it's not simple. So let's do something like fresh. Maybe it's going to be easier to explain when it's complicated. Okay, so let's create fresh using Tailwind. Do you want to use Tailwind? Sure. Do you VS Code? Sure. Okay, so here we have Dino, and now we can start it. I guess we should open the code as well. So we have this Dino task, and we have this browser. Oh, well, I think I forgot to kill my dev version first. Okay, so first, okay, so we have fresh. We can click on stuff, and now we're like, wow, fresh is so cool. But can we do a bit of solid in it? And so if we go to, I guess, routes, so we have this like index route. We can do some bit of coding here. Oops, If you do something like 1, 2, 3, save it, we can see it. I think it was like perfectly HMR, but who's counting, right? Yeah, it reloads the whole page. But say we wanna create a signal. That seems like a great idea, right? So we do like import something from solid. So this will not work because we need to like install it, and the way to explain Dino what is happening is like, let's add a like npm flag to it. So now it will complain that we don't have unstable flag. And I think the way to do this is kind of like that. Okay, something happened. Oh. Okay, so I'm not sure what's happening there, but my assumption is that you can't like import solid. Okay, can we import like solid web? Unable to load. Oh, am I using the wrong package again? I spent so much time on this last time. I think it's solid.js. Solid.js. Okay, so what is solid? Right, so solid is the wrong one. Is it solid.js? Yes. Okay. So this might be slightly better, but global node something something like isn't defined. So the question is, we saw that they have like Dino in their package JSON, but how do we use it? Let's try this. So Dino has their own CDN. And here is just called like solid. First strike. Then they have instructions for Dino, but we are cool like that. We can do without instructions. Module not found. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at the source and let's find I don't know. So what was the Dino one? Dino was dist server. And we don't have dist there. Because that's a source. Okay. Can I try source then? Like this is the file that I possibly could like use, right? Module not found. Okay. What's the module? Renderer. Okay, but who is calling renderer? Yeah, so here. Interesting. So this file is not found because it's, oh, that's a bit silly, isn't it? So the source code is in TypeScript, but all the files here have .js. Ooh. Anyway, so we know that it's not Dino-land. So how many did we try already? Okay, so we tried. So we tried npm solid.js. We tried Dino-land. So now we do something like ESM, right? So we do import solid.js slash, or maybe just solid.js, right? Okay, it's downloading something, but um, now I'm trying to remember what's the best way to do this. Can you look at like cache somewhere? I don't remember where it's happening. So Dino cache location, I guess. Okay, so on Mac, it's library caches Dino. Okay. And PM? No. Registries. Okay, so next we want to do. It's Dino land. We're looking for ESMSH, right? Okay, interesting. Dino info. So Dino info and this one. So, okay, that. Okay, so that should be our. Is it just like a file? Okay, it is a file. And metadata. Okay, interesting. So it's slash Dino. Where does it get that? That's really interesting. So when we do this, it redirects us to Dino, and that's maybe where the that's maybe how package JSON like Dino section is used. Maybe that's where this redirect comes from. But so if I click on this, it shows error, not matching any files. Okay, I think I just like copied the link wrong. Okay, so here, does it do any import? No. Okay. So this is create signal, and we do console log create signal. Okay. So we have this function. We even know that it's called L. um, and I don't think we get anything in browser, right? Because it's server side. Yeah, I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do console. Okay, so we have this, and now the question is: so do we have islands? We have counter. So what happens if I do this in counter? Because counter is running both on server and on the client. what is the build that I'm getting from Solid if I do it on the client? That's a interesting question. Makes you think. Doesn't do any imports. The more interesting is probably solid.js slash web. I guess let's do something like this. Okay, so we have all of that stuff. I think it has like a server. That would be interesting one. True. Yes. So this is our problem. Because Dino imports, uh, because Dino imported, when I try to import this, I guess does our info stuff work? Yeah. So when it tries to import this, it gets this. Isn't that the same? Yeah, so we don't have Geno web at all. That's interesting. That's that's even sealer than I was thinking. So can I do create signal? No, it's undefined. Okay, I don't get how it works. So if it's the same file here as it is here, is it the same file? It's the same size at least. Oh, I see. This is the file, and it depends on this one. Okay, it makes more sense now. Yeah, and we can look at this, and we are looking for like is server, and which is like CE equals, I guess. Yeah. So this is this is what I wanted to show. Is server equals true? It's not. It's not actually checking if it's on the server. It knows that it's on the server because we are getting the server bundle. So when we're doing fresh and we try to uh, do it like in the browser island, oops, what the, yeah, it's still using the Dino build, which is the server build. So does ESM has like any fun stuff? Oh yeah, so we can also do unpackage, and unpackage and like expectation with unpackage is that it's probably used in the browser, and there is a chance that um, we're getting client build there. Okay, so create signal. Okay, I'm a bit confused. So why doesn't have? I think it's just TypeScript stuff. So let's call it uh, X. Okay. So okay. So basically, it can't import it on the server for some reason. If we skip it on the server, and if we just like add a script tag with type module, we can do something like this. Uh, oops. So yeah, I think there's like just some syntax errors. We can do it this way. Yeah. Nope. Quote. Interesting. My type. I mean, oh yeah, we can probably use ESM now because it's in the yeah. So basically, like we can't use bundling that comes with Fresh or like ES modules. We can just write just write a text script that goes and only runs on the client. So this way, because this import happens not on the server, not in the bundler, but it happens uh, in browser like a script tag, it will actually work. But I'm not happy with it. And you saw like the unpackage doesn't like even work with it because why do we care? So what's the difference? So the difference is with something like um, I don't know, like Preact. So I can import uh, I can import from like npm Preact. Or I guess I can't. Okay, what about React? Checks for properties and uh, the React client. I forget how they call it now. React DOM client. Reading env. Interesting. That is kind of silly. Um, can I do something like global.env? Global.process, I think. Window provinces. Yeah, that's a bad example, right? um, how did they call it? I mean, at least it will work with ESMSH. So let's just let's just try this. Um, so it works on the server. It doesn't work on the client. What's happening? Oh, that's not the island. We need to do this here. So this one. Okay, so let's hide this. So and we're doing React DOM, right? And we're doing console log. I guess X. Okay, so we're getting module on the server. We're getting module on the client. So that's fine. We have like fine DOM node, but and we can do React. Yep, and we can do React. So, and I guess the interesting one is something like I guess something like render or h, because it's like xh, the 1, 2, 3 and stuff. Yeah, so it creates like virtual DOM for that thing. So we know it works. So the difference between solid and uh, Preact is like why they even do this is that in solid calling this function will not return like virtual DOM. It will actually return either uh, the DOM element that is like create element and stuff, or it will return a string. There is no kind of like middleman. It's either string or or DOM, and mm, and it's I mean, how do you fix it? I think it would be better if I could just do if I could select what bundle to use myself instead of it using like Dean or something else. I can like select it myself. So I wonder how would that look like. Uh, okay, so uh, if I do solid like that, we know that it's going to be no, it's not solid. It's solid.js. So confusing. Okay, so we know that it does something, but it returns the wrong one. Does it have age, by the way, or do I need to import like age? It has like 4 in show and stuff. That's probably like server ones. Wonder if what will happen if I do something like this. Like it's a function. Okay. So can I call this function? Okay, I cannot. Can I pass like an object to it or something? Interesting. Okay, so it takes props and returns JSX element. Okay. So what are props? So when? Okay, it returns undefined. Children. Okay, so what about children? I mean, should probably string, right? Okay, so I'm kind of thinking that this is literally a string. So now what will happen if I run it on the client? Yeah, it doesn't like my quotes. Okay, so maybe it doesn't return. Maybe if I do like array here, it will just return an array. No? Oh, I guess it should be like array. Also no. Okay, 456. Okay, what do I want it to return? Yeah, I guess I don't know what I wanted to return. Okay, so let's skip that point. Let's imagine that didn't happen. So now if I do like solid slash x h, I mean. Okay, so where's our info stuff? So when we do this, it doesn't work. When we do this, it does. And what is happening if we do like src age? Hmm. I think you want to do unpackage solid.js. So this is what it looks for. And I think h dist h, something like this. Okay. Okay. So that's not good. Source code could not be parsed. Expected, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that was unpackage. And we want to, oh, it should be browse. It should be like this, right? Relative map does not import. What? Common JS works, but JS doesn't. Okay, that's kind of like we're probably not getting anything better. Okay, and it does require solid web. So yeah, I'm guessing it will not work. Um, can we do something about it? Can we make it work? Uh, I'm just thinking, should I be playing more with all those kind of like options and how they don't work, or should I just try to fix it? um, I think fixing is more interesting. So let's go to. Did I close it? Let's get this. Get this rolling. Okay, so now we go to load solid. Already have solid. Is it something important? Maybe not. Oh, let's clone it again. So let's see, it's some kind of PNPM workspace. Oh, I was tapping on the wrong screen. Sorry. So we have this, and we have Turbo, but I guess we should start with this pre-install test coverage build. So let's do is let's start with let's install it. Let's build it. It's doing a lot of building. Where's actual building happening? Solid SSR. Interesting. Why do you have solid SSR utilities to help with SSR? Okay. Still don't know why you need separate package for SSR. I guess the idea is to have it's kind of meta framework, right? Lerna. Yeah, I don't think they use Lerna anymore. We don't probably need to think about this. Should probably think about this and like rollup config. I think that the rollup is one doing the most harm. uh, yeah. I think I'm looking for is server equals true because that's the one that kind of like the funniest one. Yes. So that's the thing that I don't like. Create element. Yes, that's also like a good one to talk about. Um, Server doesn't have it. So the idea is kind of how do I say it? I wonder how types work. So if I have like index, is that a generated file? Yeah, it's gray now. And server. Yeah. I don't know if TypeScript actually uses that, but the idea is that in terms of TypeScript, this package, whatever it imports, exports, I guess, in index dot d dot ts is what TypeScript thinks this module does. So if index has, I don't know, what was the other one, like create element. Yeah, so, or like template and all that stuff. So this is the type that server thinks we have. Um, so when they have examples, how does that work exactly? We have examples for SSR. But not for the real package. Okay. I guess the easiest way is just to go to here and just like call node. And if we do import solid, no, it should be solid.js, and probably not import but require. Right. So so this is us importing the package, and what is going to happen if I import index? It's probably source index, right? Hmm. I don't know how to do it. So we're here, and our source index ts. All right, it's ts. Node doesn't understand how to do ts. I guess it can do dist, right? So it can do dist, and it doesn't have index there. It has def solid. I guess let's do solid. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Where do I look for exports? Export, blah blah blah. And now server. No def. Where's the template stuff? Okay. It was dev, server, and solid. Okay, I'm pretty confused now. Oh, each of them has their own dist. Okay, so is template here then? Just X runtime. Hmm. Web. Oh, this is so confusing. So browser does this web. Okay. Yeah, I think it's so confusing. So if I do web, then dist, and then web JS, common JS. Okay. Do we have the template yet? No, but we have a server. Okay. Oh, this is so confusing. So why is server? I think I'm losing my mind. Development import require. Who's asking for development? Is that when you import it? Okay, so Dino, no development. So this server. It's not actually this server. I mean, maybe it is when it's in um, uh, on npm. It's like this and then something. No, that's the same structure. Okay, this is so confusing. Okay, so let's go back to our idea of like we can search for each server. So this is solid web server, and this is solid web index, which makes me think that uh, if I import web dist web, I get client, and I can do like is server, and if I do this server, I get true. Okay. Uh, can I use it in Dino now? So if I have it here, and if I go to uh, now that I have all of this information, now if I do info, yeah, that's like web. It doesn't know what web is, but dist doesn't know dist. But if I do web, okay, it doesn't know what to do, but can I do something like this? Think I can, and if I do something like this, think it works as well. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so now we have this, and if I go to islands, and if I so I need web. So so I can't import it because during the import crashes. Okay, exports is not defined. Okay, but I can do JS probably. No, I can't. Oh, broke something. Yep. Broke my VS Code. Uh, where was our fresh stuff? Here? Right, so because solid web depends on solid, tries to import solid and fails. Okay, I can't type in VS Code anymore. That's something that happens from time to time. We're just going to call this normal and continue as if nothing ever happened. Okay, so let's restart this. Yeah, so okay, so it's like it's web stuff that doesn't work. Okay, so does this stuff work? Okay, it does. Does this stuff work? Okay, it crashes because module not found. Okay, so why are we doing unpackage? We should be doing ASMSH. Uh, okay, so now we know that we have dev, server, and web. So server works, but it would be returning is server equals true. This one. So now if we do web, yeah, so this one does way more stuff. I didn't see is server. Okay, is server false. Okay, great. So um, now if I do x dot is server. Okay, so it's false both on the client and on the server. Interesting. Okay, so and if we do server, it's both true on both. Uh, because it's importing. we can't really switch what we are importing. How do we switch? Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, so I want to do client, and I want to do some stuff. So like template. Okay, so and it's a function, and it's a function that will not run um, on the server. Do they have docs? That's a bit sad. Okay, let's do oldest trick in the book, type of document. Uh, it's undefined on the server and object on the client. So if it's object, do template stuff. Defined, okay. And if it's 123, it's 123. And if it's like a div of 123, it's actually like HTML element div. Okay. So this brings us to something like import npm bundler. Oops. So okay, it just crashes. Okay, not sure what's happening here. Hmm. Not fine. Bundler. Okay. Let's go back to our trusty ESMSH. So if I do bundler, crashes. Oh, it's wrong URL. This. Does not provide the export name to call class name. What's that? our CEO is doing some interviews. Did I watch that one? It's a lot of. No, I think it's a new one. Uh, Trying to understand if what is happening right now is something new or was it always broken like that? uh, what am I doing again? I'm trying to understand what is class name. How to search it? Okay, class name. Solid.js Dino / web. So Dino is going to be always server side one, right? You have like a separate one for Dino. It just redirects to whatever thinks the appropriate one. So Dino. Yeah, so it's either server or index. No, it's just server. Dino is always server. So that file shouldn't even exist. But then again, I don't understand what it tries to import. Um, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that because FuckBender package uses solid, now you can't just easily import FuckBender package, even though it didn't do anything wrong. now, now I'm paying for using solid, and I wonder if there is a way to have Sloid, which is just like a wrapper around solid that makes it uh, less poisonous. It's a next 13 joke. So um, I guess this is all of this stuff. It like even works. Okay, so I can import some like random stuff, but solid.js. Right. So, and gonna do npm. No, because it tries to do something with solid. Okay, but this one works. But can I do npm react one? There's something like broken with npm imports, but we're not going to figure that out. So this kind of works, and why it works is that lazily. Thank you to whoever two two people are that are downloading this library. So the way that it works is that it doesn't actually use solid that much. And actually kind of like looked a bit um, more into components and such. So there's probably a way to do all of this without like even importing it from Solid at all. So like this one is not poisoned because I don't do two bundles. I just do one. I mean, probably do separate one for loadable stuff. Oh, we don't have loadable in Solid, so I just probably do just one. Uh, yeah, just one bundle, and this index.js. That's kind of the point. We yeah. So and I wish my package could do just one build. Right. So mm, so disorganized, disorganized. This video is not is not going great so far. um, okay. So the idea is that because because we use solid, we can't do one build. And there is actually like a second thing that we didn't touch yet, but I guess it's a good time to look into that. Because we use solid components, we need to compile JSX, and I don't know what bundle has gas index. Yeah. So because we did compilation step, so now our component has all those templates. And the issue with all of those templates is that they are calling document.create. So this file, basically, you can't import it on the server anymore. So you have to have a separate server bundle from the client bundle, just because like this literally like doesn't compile. And in the ideal world, what's the what do we have? Code module stuff. Interesting. I guess that's for our Tailwind stuff. Okay. Anyway, uh, what we are getting here is I don't like it. It doesn't sound like a great idea to have two separate bundles, especially given how poisonous that is. Now, if I import solid, I need to always think about all of this stuff, and I think like I can probably fix this if I just use like H function or something. So like if I don't use JSX, I don't have to create all those templates. And I mean, it's fine if it was just like if those templates would just return undefined on server, they will just crash on server. That's not great. And so what was the other thing? Yeah, that like is server true or false is like when we import this, when we import from like a web file or a server file, that's what decides if it's server or not. And this is, I didn't think this is how it should work. Feels wrong. Okay. Unfortunately, it's already like 1 a.m. This video doesn't go, is not going as well as I was hoping for. And I don't know if I should just like abandon it. Uh, need to get some conclusion. So let's figure out what we can do kind of like easily. So we forked solid. I think we built it right. And now the question is, how can we build it so it's, I think first step is we wanna figure out what our bundles are. Maybe we should start with our rollup. So resolve plugin cleanup. So all of this stuff is probably what we need, but then it's like server stream. There's probably some like server only uh we can't just like remove the server. We need to have it, but just like call it in some other way. So we have component and resource, and there should be some kind of render or something. Oh, that's probably like in solid web. So okay, so we have index, which is the whole thing, and we have server implementation of everything. Okay, but then we have web. Is web its own package? It is. But how does that look into in roll-up stuff? Web. HTML. What's HTML? Create HTML. Delete. What? Is that lead implementation that is done through Solid? I haven't heard anything about it. Okay, I'm not going um, to look into that yet. So, okay, let's go back. So, so because solid package itself is kind of like poisonous, that's why we have to have like uh, universal. We have universal server. So we have server. Then we have store. Then we have web. Okay, universal is strangely not affected by this. Okay, this is interesting. Maybe there is like a maybe there is a clue. Create renderer, merge props. Is that all that it does? Oh, expressions universal. Maybe if it doesn't depend on like if it only depends on merge props that is implemented in both server and client. It's even implemented as in core. Okay. So solid. I don't see it implemented on server. So maybe universal actually can only work with client one. But okay. So universal is fine. I guess H is fine as well. I don't see like H being different. But then web, we have web server and web source. And then store server and store. And then here. So should start probably with this one. It's like, why do we need server? Can we just remove it? Because it also has external stream. Interesting. Okay, so now can I build it? I wonder how that's going to work if you're not building server. How do packages that depend on the server work? Okay, so you have this, and now now uh, so in this I only have dev and solid now. There is no server, and I'm also looking at the web. We need to remove web server. Okay. Now let's rebuild it. Hopefully it will start building faster because we have less bundles. I think we also had store, right? The store was not dependent on the just thinking how are we even like on the right track? Is that the right approach? I think it is. But okay, so do we have like a word server anymore? Okay, we're done. So now what did it cost? where was our node stuff? So if we call node here and we require this, we don't have this anymore. Okay, so why doesn't it work? Cannot find this server. Why do you think we're looking for this server? That's a real question. So we're trying to import web and it's trying to import server. I wonder if that's what's happening. I think it's called solid. Yeah. So I can only import solid now. Which is fine. But if I import when I import dev, it's web dist web. Okay, this one. So web dist web tries to import. Okay, and because we have all of our solid package JSON like redirects for the server, it's not going to work. Okay, so now we need to look at something like solid lazily, I guess. So what is our package JSON? What is our like main and module and stuff? Okay, so it's just like index something. Okay, so it's solid. So now, because this is the same, we don't need separate browser and package things anymore. Okay. Probably need to rebuild it now. Okay, so let's see how much server we still have. So do we have export here? Export. No, we don't. Okay, so what about vendor OSS? No, import require. Okay, so okay, it still tries to do server stuff. Let's figure it out. So we have worker, we have browser, we have Dino, we have node, we have development, and we have. So here we have node, import, and require. Import and require. Okay, I think that's how it should work. Okay, so now it's like store and all that stuff. Yeah, how many how many servers do we still have? Copy web. Yeah, store, worker, browser, Dino, node. We only need development and we need import. So the same goes for web. Yeah, we don't need browser because it's already there. Okay, so universal just have that server. What do we have on so okay, so we removed everything server. Okay, so this is good. This is not good because we have template function, and now if we call something, it will crash because of the document. And we also have render function. Render to string, I guess. Okay, so we figured out how to break everything. That didn't turn out to be too hard. We removed server from rollup and we removed server from. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure, by the way, that the way that I'm doing it right now is just it's a better way. It's possible that the right way to do this is if I have like a Sloid package, in that package I can bundle everything inside of it. And okay, so the biggest thing why I think I will need to have um, basically like a fork of solid is to be able to change JSX compilation, because that's the thing that could. Yeah, so I'm probably need to change how JSX compilation work, and I probably can't do that if I just like import everything, re-export everything, and just like bundle it in. I think the main attraction uh, of doing it this way is that you can make it a smaller bundle. Uh, but yeah, my problem is that it's too complicated when you want to use it, because now every package that uses Solid has to do all of the same. Here is my version for Geno, here is my version for Node. It doesn't really work, but who cares? And it's like, no, I don't want to do any of this stuff. So the minimal thing that we need to figure out is how to make it compatible just with browsers. So maybe we just removed everything from the server, and uh, now we kind of compiled everything. I guess uh, I guess if I just call it remove error, uh, mm, only compile browser compatible code, not really code bundle, only build bundle. What do you do with these bundles? Only okay, that's fine. So uh, hmm. So now the question is about package name. So this is package that is called solid.js. If I call it Sloid, I now need to go to everything that touches solid. Maybe it's not that many things. What's that? Yeah, I don't want to think about it yet. So this is tests. This is solid SSR, which I don't care yet. All of the other ones hopefully just have kind of relative imports. Solid element. Don't care yet. Okay, so solid web. Okay, we do have a lot of solid external. Okay, so here it should be Sloid. And okay, so this is root package. I don't think we care about that one too much. Maybe just check how it finds. In Yarn, you have a file that not file, but workspaces with a list of packages that you could have. Okay, you need to remember that you need to just check JSX import source. Yeah, that's something we will have to change. But okay, so this is compiler options. Okay, so Feels like here it should be Sloid. Those readmes. Okay, so I mean, not all of them have to be using Sloid, but probably enough of them. Okay, this is store, so I don't know how much do we care about store or universal. Okay, so web. Care about web. We probably just like do string replace and it would have been faster. But yeah, so we don't care about element yet. Versus we can live without it as well. HTML, H, we can live without it as well. Yeah, that's probably it for now. So the package is renamed. Oh, this is store stuff. This is web. This is web. This is web. And this is web. So all the universal and H stuff, we don't care that much. Let's call it solid.js, Sloid. Okay, so the important part is does it still compile? No. Found reference to unknown package. Okay. That pnpm log file or turbo or what is it? Who's complaining? Turbo. Okay, turbo. Turbo is fine. Uh, probably need to change the version. So, I don't want to make it look like it's 160. It's I think I pushed like, yeah, 001. That's 002. Cannot find module Sloid. Interesting. Maybe element has package, which, yeah, pure dependencies and stuff. So maybe here it should be Sloid. Cannot find module Sloid. Resolve dependencies. Okay, so let's look at. So we had this node script before. Yeah. No, it didn't build. Cannot find module Sloid. The idea is that it should be here. Did it just like not produce anything? Well, hmm. Okay. Okay. So go here and I'm importing this. File is not resolved. But why do I see file here then? Is there like a refresh something? Hmm. Okay, it's clearly. Oh, okay, like that. So now the question is about web. Go to web, dist, have web, and it imports from Sloid. And it's written like that. Hmm. And I see the dependencies and stuff. And I see server. Okay, so let's go back. File not found. How can it be not found? So if we do web dist, web dist, okay, cannot find module Sloid. So because well, this is solid SSR. examples. Can I do Sloid? Yes. I can do Sloid web. uh, yeah, there are some wordings. I just don't know how to read them yet. Like store ones, I don't really care. When it's web, it's a bit more concerning. Is that what should like make it work? Cannot find module Sloid. Okay, so we know that it builds something. We know that it tries to. Oh, it actually uses store. Okay, that's. We're not crazy then. Okay, so it's like store package JSON. So we have store stuff. That's fine. It's fine. That's Sloid. Store. Okay, this one. Sloid. I was like under impression that store doesn't do anything. But if web depends on store. Okay. Store index. Hmm. Okay, so this is all this SSR stuff. Don't really care about that one. Hmm. That's unfortunate. Okay, mutable. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Should it be Sloid store? Yeah, it would be easy if it was just a typo, but the resolve dependencies. So when we're talking about store, we have our own package style stuff. So this is Sloid, and it also has all that random node stuff that we don't need. Should be store. Okay. Don't know if that will help, but Sloid. Doesn't know what Sloid is. But if I run node, this one does. How do I explain it? What Sloid is? Should we run npm stuff? Is that it? JS Babel. We have any Sloid now here. Okay, so my like crisp free session has ended. So I'm not going to be doing this anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to like try to deploy it anyway, just so we can have some fun. But type store cannot find module Sloid. Yeah, and the way that it should be looking for it is probably with this stuff. And I don't know what that actually is. Types include external. Yeah. I don't know if we should just like replace solid.js to Sloid everywhere. Maybe that has like more chances for it to work. My other thing is that I don't really know what I'm trying to achieve here, so it's a bit of a problem. I just wanted to kind of like try to get it working and then figure out what to do, but the overall idea is that the way that I'm doing it right now will probably work if I want to create a browser only version. Yeah, except that I don't know how like compilation will work and stuff. But yeah. uh, couldn't find it now. Oh, I think I have it in my like YouTube link. How do I do YouTube links? Okay, here. Yeah. So my mega framework Sloid. I think that like the unfortunate part is that you would have to use some kind of like Vite alias or something so that you can replace all the references to solid that you have. Otherwise you will end up using like both Sloid and solid. Maybe that's a good thing actually. Yeah, we will see. So I'm kind of like disappointed with how how it went. I was hoping for something like something more fun, but yeah, we'll see. I still think that this is like a bit silly how Solid works right now, but I'm not sure if there is like an easy fix to do this. Anyway, that's it, and yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you think I should do more shorts on YouTube.